All right, good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender normal sisters. It's time for some more Pirates of the Geek Vortex with me, your host, Olaf, and the rest of the crew. And hello there, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Just hi.
Today's hot day.
You're
It
lucky
is.
I'm giving that. I literally posted on my channel I couldn't speak without having a coughing fit. I'm just happy to be able to speak.
Oh, come on. Sounds like you're doing fine right now.
Yeah.
That's because I'm talking out of my chest, not through my nose like I normally do.
Oh. It's been a couple weeks. How's everybody been?
If I hear one more goddamn word about Charlie Kirk or Trump, I'm gonna punch someone in the fucking face.
Let's avoid that topic in general then. We've all had too much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dog pee on my kitchen floor today. Does that matter?
I mean, it's the kitchen, so they got it there, they put it back there.
At least in theory, it would be easier to clean up than, like on a carpeted floor.
I cannot imagine anybody being a dog boarder that has carpet in their house.
We used to have carpet with three very extremely messy dogs.
I just can't imagine. Of course, I haven't walked on carpet in 20 years, so I just can't imagine carpet.
Oh, I was so glad when we got the carpet out of this house, and then we were surprised because we pulled up the carpet to find another carpet. So we pulled up that carpet. There was another carpet. We pulled up that carpet. There's a third carpet.
No.
crap.
So like we had beige, nasty ass, just like you see standard suburban home beige. We pulled that up. There's a blue carpet. Like, okay, the fuck. So we pull up the blue, and then there's like this funky 70s shag carpet. And we pulled that up. We finally get to the pad. It was like I was half expecting there to be a fourth carpet.
Damn.
It's funny you mention this. When friends of mine and I were doing my sister's kitchen, we removed the linoleum floor. There was an older model linoleum floor from the 50s under it. We removed that. There was some sort of decrepit floor we could barely make out under that. And then we basically had to take up 3 kitchen floors.
I actually don't know when this house was built. Let me check on Zillow real quick. Because, like, the weird thing is, this was supposed to be a model house, so people didn't live in it, so I'm like, why the fuck do we have so many carpets?
They kept modeling it for different people, and they didn't bother tearing it up.
We don't like this color. Okay, we'll put in another one. What the hell is this? Built in 1980.
Huh.
Yeah, so that 70s orange really does not make sense now.
Was it that like orange and brown and stuff color?
No, it was just like the fluorescent tangerine dream orange.
Sounds like
Okay.
a carpet version of the Dayglow orange.
Basically.
My parents' original bedroom from when I was a little kid had that kind of 70s thing going on. I just remember watching TV in that room because the main room was taken and kept seeing Dianetics commercials. It was the 80s. They were everywhere. Along with remnants of the 70s.
Yeah, the Dayglow orange thing got me with what was it, House Flipper 2 when I was playing it, because it was like somebody wanted to, like, they're like, it's like this, or they're like, okay, here's the paint colors that we want to use. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll pick the orange. And it's like, oh my god, that is just hideous. Oh, it brings back memories of the 70s and 80s. It was
Romper room.
Yeah. It's just like, what the hell? Why would anybody choose that? Especially these
Bad
days.
music videos. Really bad music videos. With
I'm
all
trying to
that
figure out where
big.
the hell they got the 3 bathroom for in this house.
I mean, it could be like, again, my sister's, one of the closets used to be a bathroom.
Well, no, like, we have, technically, if we're going by the original house plan, we would have 1.5 bath because we have 1 master bedroom, a hall bathroom. But then we have, well, the master bedroom has the ensuite, then we have the hall bathroom. But then in an unfinished basement, we literally did not have any plumbing. It just had the fixture that you could install a toilet, but it didn't have anything installed. So, like, we eventually put a bathroom in down there. So my question is, who updated the report and when?
And what substances were they on?
Yeah.
I'm in a damp space. I think it's a basement. Is the floor supposed to flush?
Hey, there's plumbing down there. Yes.
Yeah, the wallpaper on House Flipper is horrendous and just, yeah, it no matter what they pick, it hurts. And hello there, Knox.
I need to know, when does avocado green come into play?
Never, no.
It already did, I think.
No.
I think it was like 3 houses ago.
This house. But who remembers the gold wallpaper with the black velvet motif?
We had goldenrod goldenrod floors, goldenrod linoleum floors with dingy beige and yellow paper with like a brown flower motif. This whole house was sepia toned and like you were walking in the world's shittiest movie.
Hey, we actually have a gamers tonight.
Hi, gamers.
Yeah, no, I got your message. I was just
Which,
finishing
it made it even better. The whole house was dingy and all that, but then until 4th grade, we didn't realize I needed glasses because I'm extremely farsighted. So my entire childhood memories is nothing but like blurry, fucking washed out colors.
Well, at least I guess you didn't have to see all of it in sharp contrast.
No, I did, because in order to see anything, I had to put my face against the surface.
Okay.
So have you guys already discussed the Star Trek movie plot holes
No,
yet?
we
and stuff?
haven't gotten into that yet.
topic.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
This is our usual 20 minutes of bullshit randomness that just precedes our topic.
Well, I got really annoyed the other day because I was trying to stream something, and then Stu and a few others came into the chat, and they're just talking about, the recent assassination, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're not talking about
but
that.
I was like, there's a time and a place to discuss that. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to stream a game here. I don't want to discuss politics right now.
And
So
that's
I got
how
kind of
I
annoyed.
think. Unless we decide we're going to do a topic like specifically about politics, I'm never going to discuss it on stream because there's no fucking point. My stream is
Yeah.
there for entertainment.
Hmm.
Yeah, not daily political news. Good gravy.
But I had to literally tell them, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I'm trying to stream here, man.
I'm a political junkie, and even I'm politicaled out this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you.
The past few years, just even the most extreme political junkie is going to be like, no, I'm good.
I want to touch grass. In fact, I think I want to inject liquid grass into my veins now. Thank you.
I would like several forms of grass to touch, please.
I did have to chuckle, though, that Trump was trying to blame it on the left, of course, like he always does. But they found out they were going over this guy's socials, the guy who killed whatever his name is. But anyway, they were going through his socials, and he's like wearing MAGA hats and Team Trump shirts and everything, so he was a manga supporter.
Yeah.
I love how we just said
So-
we just agreed we're not going to talk about this.
No, that's the only thing I brought up. That's the only thing I'm bringing up. I thought it was funny. That's all.
All right. So to get on to topic, so this one came up basically like a couple nights ago, I think it was, right as I was going to sleep, and I realized that there's one Star Trek movie that just irritates me with how many just glaring plot holes and just things that make no goddamn sense based in their world.
Is
Yeah,
it
and
the
the
one with the
horrible-
whales or the one with the bridge?
No,
Why do I feel like it's Generations?
Nope. No.
Oh.
It's actually a very beloved one. The Undiscovered Country.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I could see it.
I would have said insurrection, but go on.
So, okay. In The Undiscovered Country, you know, a couple crewmen, you know, there's a cloaked Klingon ship that can fire while cloaked, and they make it look like the Enterprise fired a photon torpedo. They even updated the computers to register a torpedo being fired. Which, that in and of itself, it's like, wait, they literally had a full-on episode in the original series involving this exact same type thing, where supposedly Kirk made an order, somebody altered the computer. You're telling me that they didn't learn their lesson from that. They just said, nah, that's a one-time thing. We don't need to worry about that anymore. It's like, you should have backups that can't be altered, that are, you know, that once the computer makes a copy of all the orders, it is read only.
Olaf, it's Starfleet. They don't keep backup or records of anything.
But the most
They don't
egregious
care
one,
about that.
the most egregious one for me was the boots. So they took out the gravity so that, you know, two people transported over. They had to use magnetic boots, and there was blood on the boots, and that's how they eventually found out who the crew members were. It's like, wait, so even excusing, okay, maybe they didn't have the replicator technology, maybe they couldn't like destroy the boots without phaser fire like they showed in the movie and stuff that sets off the alarms and everything like that. It's like, does humanity just forget about bleach and hydrogen peroxide or any kind of cleaning solution? It's like, you don't have to destroy or throw the boots away in order to clean off the blood.
Actually, I think they have mentioned that in several episodes along the series that, yeah, humanity has basically forgotten 21st century technology.
I was going to say, I don't remember there being blood on the boots when they found them. Like, I remember they found them, and they weren't supposed to be on the ship, and that's how they thought they knew which crew member had it, and then it turned out that crew member, they found the boots in his quarters, but his species couldn't wear boots, and so they were back to the drawing board.
But that doesn't make any sense, because every ship is going to potentially need to have external repairs while they're out, so you're going to need magnetic boots.
Which is weird that it would not be a thing, but for the sake of their plot, which I'll admit, that is pretty weird, they don't normally have those because reasons.
Yeah, it's like it's like the whole thing. It's like that, and you know, the fact that they could pull out two phasers out of a weapons locker without putting in a code, without having, you know, cameras keeping track of who accesses. It's like, there's so many security problems that it's like, what the fuck are you guys even thinking?
There's another hole here. If they go through the trouble to make it the Enterprise computers register as though they shot two torpedoes, wouldn't it make even more sense to just actually hijack the weapon systems as well and shoot the two torpedoes? Why rely on the cloaked ship?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, the more I think about it, the more it's just like, this just makes no, yeah, this is just, The entire plot of the movie is just like, what the fuck? There's no way this could have no way this would work.
They could tweak things. They could make it like the bulk of the movie worked, but the technobabble and attempting to write a mystery around the technobabble is where it fucks up.
Yeah. I mean, I find it hilarious that, you know, when they're talking about, oh, well, why didn't they just vaporize him with phasers? And, like, one of the crewmen is just like, oh, because of this. And just, like, opens a panel in the fucking galley, pulls out a phaser, sets it to you know, to the highest setting, and then shoots a cooking pot. It's like, why do you have an armory in the fucking galley? Why do you have weapons in the goddamn kitchen?
Well, that also brings up our favorite trope, which is, remember, the Enterprise is not a warship. It's a diplomatic vessel that just so happens to have weapons everywhere.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, like I said, it's just so much of that's like, you know, and people bitch and moan about all of the other Star Treks. It's like, but that one's like held in like, oh, that one's reverential. It's like, but why? It has the most nonsensical problems.
So the only thing I hated about Star Trek 6 the most was I hated that Vulcan crew member, the one who was responsible for the murder. I couldn't stand her. Ever since she was introduced in that movie, I hated her. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the character. I don't know if it was the actress playing her. I don't know. But I could not stand her. I thought she was so fucking annoying. And then for the worst Star Trek ever made, it's got to go to Star Trek 5. I'm sorry. Star Trek 5. That's the one with like God and all that bullshit, right?
Does.
God, what with a starship?
Yeah, no, it's such a terrible movie. And that was the last time Shatner was ever allowed to write and direct a Star Trek movie, because everyone was like, what the fuck was that shit?
And then he wound up making Tech War.
Even then, it's like
Tech War is better than Star Trek 5. Christ almighty.
So I'm assuming you don't like Thor in the MCU.
I don't mind him, but
it's the same thing. It's an alien who has godlike power, who has so much more powers that he is viewed as a god.
Actually,
the movie in general. I just
could use Ego. Ego is probably a better parallel.
No, because Thor is literally considered a god.
Well, yeah.
But all he is an alien.
Ego better.
But it has different plot beats. Let's look at, I mean, we're following Thor as our main character.
Yeah, I'm talking about the concept. The concept of an alien being so powerful that it is viewed as viewed as a god.
To me, it works better in the Marvel universe than it does in Star Trek. I mean, yeah, we've had gods before in like the original series and stuff like that, but it wasn't as in-your-face bullshit as it was in Star Trek 5.
And then
I just honestly, with Marvel, Marvel's a little bit different. You can't really compare Star Trek to Marvel, because
again, I'm not talking plots. I'm talking concept.
No, I understand, but Marvel with Marvel, I feel like Marvel can kind of like shove anything together and have it make sense. Star Trek, not so much. And
it's not that they can shove it together and it makes sense. It's just that Marvel has been throwing bullshit at the wall since day one, so we don't really care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't stand Star Trek 5. Like, I mean, all the way through. And then I was glad when I found out that a lot of the cast hated it too. I was like, oh, okay, so it's not just me.
Let me sum up some of your hatred. Kirk versus Catwoman.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Star Trek 5. He's up against basically a humanoid cat.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
I guarantee you, that's one of the things that makes you hate that film. Then there was... I don't think Nichelle Nichols was overly wild about having to do her dance scene.
Yeah,
no,
that came out.
I would imagine not. I would imagine she has a lot more standards than that.
The one thing that I find most interesting about that one is the cigarette. They went through. The cigarette was supposed to be self-lighting. They actually made it so that it was self-lighting, and they forgot to fucking use it. They just forgot to have the cigarette light itself.
Well,
It's like,
and then there's Shatner's own plot also, like, because I believe he both wrote and directed, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
His original plot involves Spock and Bones both betraying him after Sybok gets in their heads. And DeForest Kelly and Nimoy said to Shatner, "Now, I don't think our characters would do this. They're the two ride or dies."
Yeah.
yeah.
And so Shatner relented and went their way. So this could have been a much worse film.
I mean, we
I
already
can't
had
think-
Chekhov betray the fuck out of him. We couldn't have him do it again.
The row your boat scene twice in one movie.
Yeah.
I mean, were there
Kind of
good
crazy.
aspects? Yes, like Kirk is climbing with a T-shirt on that says "Go climb a rock."
Was Shatner supposed to be drunk in that scene with the row your boat? Because I noticed that his line, he's like, you don't know row your boat. I'm like, why did he say it like 16 times? I'm like, was he plastered at that camp?
I mean, I'm sure.
yes.
Leave it alone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, they
I
actually
just thought
make a
maybe he
point
was
that
terrible at acting.
no, they actually make a point that the beans that McCoy made were heavily doused with whiskey.
Sounds about
That was
right.
his secret ingredient, and
Yeah, McCoy makes hell.
yeah, Shatner's like, "Do you have any more of that?" And he just pulls it out and hands it over, and just takes a big old swig of it. So, I mean, technically, yeah.
Right. Yes, I forgot. Yes, you're right.
And
Who
I
would
mean,
win in a drinking contest, Kirk or Picard?
What? Doesn't Picard just drink Earl Grey tea and like?
No.
That's
That's the
wine.
point. Everyone has pointed out that if you look at the personalities, everyone thinks that it's Kirk is the womanizing badass superhero, and Picard is the scholarly, patient statesman. But like, if you look at their histories, it's the other way around. Kirk is the one who studied enough to pass the grades and figure out how to hack the system.
Yeah,
to
and
rig
then
the
Picard was
Crew.
kind of like a little badass.
Picard got into bar fights, was
Yeah.
part of illegal smuggling and all that shit. Like,
That's
plus,
how he
look
got
at
the
their drinking
bionic
history.
heart or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, look at their drinking history. Kirk sticks with old Earth alcohol. He drinks whiskey and bourbon and scotch. Meanwhile, Picard's out there with like the fucking Romulan ales, the Bajoran, like anything he can drink. He's like, I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk keeps a stash of Romulan ale on his ship pretty much at all times. Picard is a bit more refined. He drinks, he would probably his alcohol consumption would be more wines from his family's vineyard.
I think that goes with the persona he puts on. But like, if he knows he's going to be seen drinking, he'll stick to the wine and everything. But then when he's just drinking for fun, he's like, no, I can drink anyone under the table.
I mean, I know he drinks. I know he's been seen. I think he's been seen drinking Klingon blood wine.
What was the backstory, by the way? I don't know if I never figured this out. You guys probably know this, but what was the backstory behind replacing Kirstie Alley Savick with Robin Curtis? What was the backstory behind that?
like,
Did
in
she just not
character,
want to do anymore?
No, I think Kirstie was actually forced out of the role. I think that was during her rough patch where people were saying that she was unstable and not presentable.
Kirstie Alley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, because I always wondered that, because like, I mean, they didn't even bother to get somebody who looked even remotely like her. So when Savick comes back and she looks completely different, I'm like, oh, okay, we're going this way, are we?
I just assumed it was a different character.
Huh?
My brain said, okay, different actress, doesn't act the same way. I was also a kid when I saw most of the films.
Gotcha.
Ah, it was because of a salary dispute.
Huh.
Oh, there you go. So she wanted more money.
How many
No, her
tabs
agent
do you have
was
open?
wanting the higher fee.
Well, she didn't really have an illustrious film career after Star Trek anyway, so.
Look who's
I think
talking.
she just kind of like, after that, she just kind of like disappeared. She had like 1 or 2 movies after that. None of them were like successful, really.
Some sitcom.
The only thing I can think that was successful that she did was Cheers, and even then, she wasn't even. I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of her stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was the Look Who's Talking series.
Yeah. She hasn't really done that much.
It Takes Two, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Let's see.
I remember when she was filming. I think it was she was filming It Takes Two, in my hometown in Canada. Or a bit of it was filmed there anyway. And so I remember my dad coming home and being like, guess who I met in town today when I was at work? Guess who I got to talk to? I'm like, who? It's like, Kirstie Alley. And I'm like, okay. What are you expecting me to do? Jump up and down? Like, come on.
She did do a Tim Allen movie, but that was probably what signed the death certificate of her career.
She also had that sitcom.
Is he that bad or something?
No, it was 1997 Tim Allen, so it was like people couldn't grasp that there was Tim Allen as Buzz and Tim Allen as Tim fucking Allen.
Yeah. No, he is kind of well, I mean, I've seen his stand up. He is pretty sexist. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time, like especially with Home Improvement and stuff like that, and Bob Saget was the same way when he was on Full House. I don't know how Tim Allen felt about Home Improvement, but I know that Bob Saget hated his character on Full House. Absolutely hated him. Because he was like this neat freak, and he was always like the prim and proper guy, and then Bob Saget is the exact opposite of that role. And he hated having to be so refined on that show when he wanted to be an asshole. And he wanted to be like a dick and everything, but he couldn't because,
Looking at Allie's career, from Star Trek 2, the next big thing that she did was Summer School in 1987.
What was the movie with her and Tim Allen in Amish country?
That was For Richer or For Poor. That was 1997.
I did see that. That's back when I could go to a theater like less than a mile from my house, and it was $3.50.
Yeah.
But she had a sitcom for a bit that was her as a fashion mogul at the head of a magazine. I don't know how many seasons that went.
Yeah.
I recognize one of the characters. He was on John Larroquette's sitcom, but.
And I remember Kirstie Alley having to go through, like, she was going through for the longest time weight gain, weight loss constantly. Because when she was on that TV series, like for one season she was like really skinny, and then the next season when it aired she was like really fat, and they were like, I mean, it was an issue with herself, not the character on the show, but they had to write it into the show that, you know, she suddenly gained weight. They needed to explain it. But I mean, no, she always had problems with weight gain and weight loss. I remember she talked about it in magazines and stuff like that, in interviews and all that shit too. But yeah, no, I've never much cared for her as an actress. I felt that she was out of place in Star Trek. I don't know. I don't even know who came up with the idea of casting her as Saavik, but I feel like it would have made more sense to have just kept Robin Curtis all throughout and never had Kirstie Alley at all. Speaking of which, I have a question for you guys. Did you guys ever watch that? I think it was like a fan-made alternate ending to Star Trek Generations, where Shatner sees Star Trek Generations, where Shatner is stuck in the Nexus, but he's able to see Spock before he dies and all that. Did you guys ever watch that? It was like being shared all over social media. It was professionally done. Shatner was in it. Leonard Nimoy to a degree. I mean, it was him, but it was not him. And then Robin Curtis was also in it. And Mark, the guy who played Mark Leonard, is that his name? The guy who played Spock's father. Sarah.
Okay, is this a fan production that just happened to hire the actors?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because it was it.
That's Axanar
CBS had
right
something to
there.
do with it as well, so I don't know. It's so weird, but you can find it was on YouTube and it was shared all over the place. I ended up watching it, and I thought it was good. It gave a better ending to Star Trek Generations. But it also felt kind of unprofessional. I don't know, but I'm just surprised you guys haven't seen it, because like it was like all over the place.
Gamers, have you seen Prelude to Axanar?
No.
Prelude to Axanar hired several Star Trek actors to basically make what was a fan trailer that was about, I forget how long, 15 minutes, that is supposed to hype up the idea of a crowdfunded movie about the very first conflict between Federation and Klingon. They grabbed a lot of the Vulcans from Star Trek Enterprise. They grabbed Tony Todd playing a Starfleet admiral. It was a pretty well put together trailer with a lot of foreshadowing and a lot of, it was done as a documentary. So it's a film crew talking to mostly Starfleet people, but even a Klingon general while they're at it. And it wound up being, the production went downhill, ethics were screwed up, Axanar was doomed, but for a while it looked like this amazing trailer might turn into something truly awesome. Litigation happened, stupid stuff. It looked like it was Paramount at first, but, we didn't know everything that was going on behind the scenes, so...
Give me 1 sec here. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna find this video and I'll share it to our Pirates chat. It's not very long, so we could technically look at it during the stream. It's not a long scene, but it's
Is it like Marvel post-credits length?
pretty much. It's
Okay.
It's
And side note, we still have those Gen Con videos we could show.
Yeah, I still need to get those together into something that I'll be able to play
Fair.
consecutively. That's weird. Just going down the rabbit hole, looking at the Voyage Home page, and the fact that Savak, the character of Savak, wasn't really in in that. Yeah, that's apparently they had some they were going to explain her not being in the 4th Star Trek movie because she was going to stay back she was going to remain behind on Vulcan because she was pregnant after she had mated with a younger Spock. in Star Trek 3. It's like, wait, no, that. Oh my god, I'm glad they cut that idea.
Stop being such a slut.
Like, no, if you remember, Spock was a teenager in that one.
I say again, Spock, stop being such a slut.
I think at that point, more people would have been pissed off at Savick for mating with basically a coming of age Spock. Like, he's just hitting puberty, and she's like, okay, well, let's do this then.
Isn't it a good thing that Star Trek has the multiverse timeline theory? Because could you imagine if Spock could remember that?
Like, that's just one of those things where it's like, what the hell were you guys thinking?
Imagine being Kirk, taking Spock to your, interviews for the new crew, and he gets to Savick, and Spock just, out of nowhere, just like, ugh! Kirk's just like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but he never does that, so, no. And you were talking about the backups and computer lockouts earlier.
Yeah.
Reminded me of someone's theory where they're like, when you watch Next Generation, there's a lot of shit where they do a homage episode to the original series and always like, oh, we've never heard of this. And like, you don't think Kirk filed a report on that? So it was like, no, so you don't understand. Kirk filed meticulous reports with like detailed descriptions of what happened. Starfleet just looked at him and was like, no, this is fucking bullshit, and then threw that shit out thinking he was lying.
Well, they did one of the season 1 episodes when the infamous one where Data gets some.
Yeah, and they just immediately talk about the Enterprise found the cure. The original Enterprise found the cure just in time, and they copy the cure, and the cure doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
so
because
I
the
just-
disease had evolved since then. But it was one of those things where it's like, based on the original Enterprise's cure, they were able to come up with something.
Yeah.
I just linked the video into our Pirates chat. It's longer than I thought it was going to be. It's 10 minutes, but I mean, so I'm pretty sure that this one was done by CBS and whatever, but it was because there's a lot of people complaining about the ending of Generations or something, so they brought back the act. It's so weird, and it came out so randomly. It was just very odd. And so Leonard Nimoy was dead at this point, so they had a sound-alike, and they used Leonard Nimoy's face for Spock with computers, I guess, or something. I don't know, but
no, they just used the actual face.
they just dug him up and slapped some more
dug
skin
him up,
on.
ripped off his face.
So this had to have done 20 years after Generations if Nimoy was dead.
Why is it Nimoy?
This was released, I want to say, like a year or two ago, or something.
Okay. Okay, I was thinking for a second like it was hot on the heels of the original or something. And we just
No. And I was surprised with all the cameos in it, and the de-aged William Shatner was really cool too. They have old William Shatner meeting young William, so old Captain Kirk meeting young Captain Kirk in that video as well, and it was so well done. And apparently, they used an actor to play young Shatner, young Kirk, but then they digitally altered his face to make him look like Shatner when he looked the way he looked in the 60s Star Trek. It's all really well done. Like especially the effects in it are really good. I was actually impressed with it. And I've seen like fan reactions from like diehard Star Trek fans, and they absolutely loved it as well. They thought it was amazing. So Everybody
It would've
seems to
been
enjoy
funny
it.
if they used the Michael Myers mask.
Come on. Jesus. I mean, yes.
Don't draw
Kind of-
attention to it. Don't even pretend it's there. Just go for it.
All right. So what are some of the plot holes that you guys have seen that just really just more and more stuck with you?
Star
I've been
Trek
writing a
Insurrection.
plot hole.
Okay. In Insurrection, there is a point where there's a character who just starts dialogue with Picard. He's one of those Booleans, blue with the slight ridge, otherwise bald head. The people with no hair who suddenly become everyone's barber. Because that's just how it works in Star Trek. Of course it is.
Why not? Klingons are therapists.
The fight against mental illness cannot be won decisively, and I'm not going to go through the whole meme. But, sorry, puppy on camera. Anyway, I have puppy in background.
I was about to say you say that, and all I was like, ah.
What? What?
But basically, this ambassador comes up to Picard, says something to him. Picard says, "I'm sorry, I have to go," and it's like it goes to nowhere. And that's not exactly a plot hole. I understand that, but it's also it's very dissatisfying to see that clumsiness of filmmaking in the form of bad writing. Like, aside from maybe bringing Picard's irritation with his entire situation and professional career to the foreground, what purpose did the scene serve?
Yeah, that's more of just like a throwaway scene.
I get that, but it felt like it was supposed to pay off later, and it really didn't.
I like the fact everyone keeps pointing out Picard has uncharacteristics, outbursts of anger. I'm like, have you not watched the series?
That he has that one outburst in The Terrible Trouble with Tribbles that always, right at the end, when he screams "Tell me!" out of nowhere, and it was like someone had sewn. It was like someone had sewn it from multiple takes. That's how weird it seemed. So that might not have been on Shatner.
Yeah, I totally meant Picard.
Oh.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is everyone's like, oh, Picard wouldn't outburst like that. I was like, have you watched the series?
Yeah, he totally would.
I'm like, Picard is like on the edge every day.
Pretty much, yeah. He's like,
he's either too calm or needs to chill. There is no in between.
I was like, you ever notice that when you go to a Next Generation away team that Picard's a part of, he's usually the only one not carrying a phaser? There's a reason for that.
I still love that. There was a tweet shared. You guys have probably seen it before, but there was a tweet shared a while back. Obviously, when it was still Twitter. But
What do you mean still Twitter?
What? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
What do you mean still Twitter?
It's X. Supposedly. Anyway, let me just find it here because I shared it. Okay, here we go. So it's a tweet from Rick Berman, and it says, it shows a picture of Tasha Yar's communicator on a table.
Oh God.
And it says, Tasha's comm badge. Denise gave it to me after her last day of shooting on Skin of Evil. It's been on my desk for nearly 31 years. And then the immediate response is from Denise Crosby, who played Tasha Yar. And she says, "Oh, scumbag, my final scene on Star Trek was not in Skin of Evil, but Symbiosis, which was filmed out of order. You came to the set to thank me and brought me a piece of cake then unceremoniously ripped off my communicator badge saying, "You won't be needing this anymore. Goodbye." Don't remember? Just fucking laced into the fucker. I can't stand Rick Berman. I've heard from multiple actors in interviews that he just treats everybody like shit. He thinks he's king shit, and he's like, you know, the head honcho. And I don't know. He just treats everybody like they don't matter on Star Trek. The actors, I mean. So I'm glad she laced into him, because he deserves that for making up lies. I mean, like, why bother tweeting all that stuff if none of it's true? It just, you know.
Yeah.
The same reason TikTok exists. Clout.
Yeah. That's true. But I had to give Denise Crosby props for that one, because she really put him in his place.
All right, so Nightkind, you've been kind of quiet. What's one of the plot hole type things that you've seen in something that has always annoyed you?
God, for me, it's been so long since I've seen any full-length movies that, I mean, there's some that I just can't watch, and why?
Olaf, I don't know if it's just me or not, but her mic is really low.
Sorry.
I just didn't know if it was on your end or if it was something on Olaf's
Yeah,
end.
it was just positioning.
No, I had turned it like
Oh, okay.
way over my shoulder, but
Yes, we all have boom mics now, so we're all just like,
See, the difference is me. I move mine by just like a little bit. I never really move it to the point where it's like out and away from me.
well, yes, but see, that's because we have different personalities. You always go for like the milder, more, I'm letting you know. We're just drama queens. So we're like, nope, you have pissed me off.
well, ever since all y'all told me it looks like I'm talking into a potato, I try and keep it.
I'd rather
away.
look like I'm talking into a potato than the fucking dog dick that I have down here.
I'm just wondering when Gamer's gonna get a camera.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I do want to get one at some point, but it's not just
You
it's
don't
not
have
like
a
hype.
PlayStation Eye?
No, I don't. A PlayStation
Oh my
Eye.
God.
What? Wasn't that like the PS3? PlayStation
That's
Eye was from a
PS2.
PS3.
Chris Chan had a fucking PSI. You're not even on the level of Chris Chan, man.
I don't want to be on any level of Chris Chan. Thank you very much.
I am still pissed off that I live in the same state as that.
Yeah.
I'll trade you. I'm in the same state as Nick Fuentes.
Can we
Did
just
you ever?
not? Can we
Sorry.
put them in the alligator Alcatraz?
Did you ever watch that video where he was staying at a hotel or a motel or something like that, and the cops arrested him? And
Yeah, they arrested him.
they had like the cop dash cam footage, and he's in the car, and he's like, "So I made a Sonic fanfic," and he's just like going off about all this shit, and the
No, I
cop is just in the car like, okay.
My favorite
mhm."
moment is when they come to get them in the room and they're like, if you feel something around your legs, that's my husband punching you. You can't see him because he doesn't exist on this plane. I'm like, then how the fuck would you feel him? That's not how metaphysics works, jackass.
He's so messed in the head. God.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Remember, we can't speak ill of Chris Chan,
Oh.
as she is now Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God I'm not religious.
Then why thank God?
But anyway, so I dive in front of
Nah,
me or
dude.
something.
Those were Southern Virginia cops. They don't give a shit. They have dealt with worse.
Probably.
They're used to meth addicts, so they're just like, we got another one.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Chris was like, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything." You're like, nah, we know your record. We know that you've pepper sprayed, you've threatened to tase the guy, you've hit a guy with your car. You're
Yeah,
on the second floor. You can accidentally.
I don't really know all the backstory of Chris Chan because I never really followed it. The only time I
Go to the wiki.
ever
If you ever feel like just cringing, go to the wiki and read the history.
I don't know if I want to.
It is one of those, like, I read it out of morbid curiosity, but then I always feel so fucking, like, physically dirty after reading it.
Burn after reading. No, not the letter yourself. You'll need it.
Basically. Especially since, like, the first part is they're like, oh, he wasn't born Christian. And I was like, okay. Like, he was born Christopher. And then a talking bear at the mall told him that he should change his name to Christian. I was like, huh?
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, then they found out, no, it was that the guy, it was like a sit on Santa's lap kind of thing. And the guy misheard his name. So instead of Christopher, he called him Christian. And Chris's autistic brain was like, this man is a sign from God that I need to change my name. I was like, a lot of this could have just been avoided if his parents had just not been, you know, non-committal pieces of shit.
Or related?
No, they weren't related, but there are definitely some points in his life where any Southerner would have looked at him and been like, something's wrong with that boy.
But yeah, don't
Fine.
ask me about plot points. or you know,
not?
whatever. I can't think of any plot holes or whatever. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
My favorite
I
plot
really
holes are
can't.
the ones that happen to us. Like, hey, tell me for a second, why did it take 39 minutes and 16 seconds for anyone?
And I think
Did he just cut out?
I
Yeah.
think his internet may have just dropped.
Yeah.
He just he has
That was at the most.
he has angered the internet gods.
It's at the most interesting point. Just cuts right out.
Like, I just love the fact that his camera just like stuck, is just stuck there. Just there it goes.
God.
See, you pissed off everybody on the internet with what you were about to say.
I was like, why did it take so long for anybody to tell me that I didn't have audio? And then it was like, hey, guess what? Everyone's gone now. How long is it going to take you to notice that everyone's cams are frozen?
Hey, our cams weren't frozen.
But yeah, I do plan to get a webcam at some point, but it's not top priority. My dad gave me one, but it's like from like, it's like from the 90s it looks like. And I'm like, I don't know if that thing's gonna work.
What is it?
Like what brand? I don't know. Hang on.
What
big
shape
thing
is it?
It's a little circular one.
Sounds like a Logitech one.
Yeah, it's Logitech.
Yeah,
or,
I think it's Logitech. It doesn't have a name on it. The only thing that it says on is complies with Canadian law. What the hell? Whatever that is.
Off. That's
So I don't know.
You're gonna-
They,
self on fire.
so I'm probably not going to use that one because it's probably got like 480p resolution or something.
It'll look like this.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get one at some point. I'm pretty sure that, from my understanding, from what I've read, the PS5 webcam can be used on PC, and it's a 4K camera. So I might consider grabbing that at some point, but they're stupid expensive. They go for like $150 or something dumb like that.
I'm surprised you don't have a Kinect.
I used to, a long time ago, and yeah, no. I barely used it, and half the time, like, the games that were out on it were pretty bad. I mean, that Star Trek or Star Wars one was absolutely terrible, where you're dancing in Jabba's palace and all that shit. I was just like, okay, why is this a thing?
Okay,
Your
there.
description of a
My internet
game
came back.
was so accurate that the horrible game kicked Caden off the internet. Briefly.
Yep.
No. That's what happens when my internet comes back and my laptop's like, yeah, we're going to reconnect. And my phone's like, no, don't leave me.
I have this Vista 360 that I can use as a streaming, and if I don't know if I want a 360-degree picture of this bedroom, but I think I might try to see how it works as a streaming. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to hook it up.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I don't know if I would use a 360 camera for streaming.
It's like, well, then all y'all are gonna be like changing the point of view and seeing all kinds
We'll
of
just
shit.
drag that around, just like, okay, listen.
Oh my god, when she starts trolling with the soundboard, we could just troll with her camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do find it funny that my subscribers were saying to me the exact same thing, though. They were saying, when are you going to get a camera? We want to see what you look like. And I'm like, how do you not know what I look like? I have like my face grafted all over my freaking channel. How do you not know what I look like?
We just don't look at that.
Ah, okay. But anyway, so yeah, no, I mean, it's a plan at some point in the future. It's just not top priority. I'm fine with just voice for now.
Just voice and, a still picture.
There you go. Hey, at least you got a still picture out of me. But yeah, it works for now.
I brought up Kinect and I remembered that post I found the other day from a developer on Steam where they were saying that they had actually created one of their games with full support for the Kinect. So they posted their FAQ and it's like, yes, we support Kinect. There's the question, this game supports Kinect? Yes, on PC only. If you plug in a Kinect 2.0 to your computer while the game is open, you can play through the entirety of the game using Kinect controls. Grab meat with your meat hands. Your body is the controller. We live in the future. Good luck. It says, is the Kinect the optimal way to play this game? And he's like, absolutely not. So like, why would you put Kinect support into a game in 2021? And he's like, so basically the guy who I did controller support at 2 a.m. and sent me a bunch of texts saying that he got it to work on, what was it? A Kinect, a tablet, the PC, and a Wiimote. And he's like, after that, I decided it's best to just let him do his thing.
So Wiimote. it kind of like remote, but
The controller for the Nintendo Wii from 2007.
oh,
And this game came out in 2021, so he's like, why would you even think to program that in the game? The guy's like, 'cause I can.
okay.
Decades later, and we're still making fun of the console's name.
Do you remember? I think it was coming out to it was for the Kinect, I think. Do you remember when Peter Molyneux was trying to make Project Natal? And then it got canceled because everyone's like, no, this is just Pedophile Simulator, the game. You can't make this because it sounds really illegal. And he's like, oh, good point. And then it just got canceled. Please tell me you guys know what I'm talking about.
No. Thankfully,
sounds
no,
funny.
because I already hate everything I'm hearing about it.
Okay, so he made this program. You can look it up on fucking YouTube. Just search in Project Natal, Natal, and it was like this game that he was making for the Kinect, and it was allowing you to interact with a young boy. I know this already sounds wrong, but trust me.
Yeah.
But trust me, the premise was really cool in the fact that like the AI of this kid was stupid smart, and so you could like have full-on conversations with this kid and fucking. But the other thing that was really cool is you could like draw on paper or something like that and hold it up to the camera, and then he was able to see what you drew on the paper and comment on it and stuff like that. So it was really advanced.
Oh,
And,
that's right. Yeah, Lionhead did this. The guys who did Fable.
Yes, Peter Molyneux. That's who I just said. Peter Molyneux is the head of that company. He was the
Yeah, I
creator
know
of Fable.
companies. I don't know specific people because specific people
Oh.
can fuck up and be forgiven. Companies cannot.
But that was that company that was making that, yes. And they canceled it after everybody saw that preview of what he was talking about and all that kind of stuff and said, this is just a pedophile simulator. And then he took a look at what he did and he's like, oh God, it kind of is. And it kind of went away after that. He realized, hold on, probably not a good idea to make this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It could have worked if you just made Milo a fucking ghost.
Yes. The entire thing felt awkward to me anyway. Like they had this like British girl like talking to Milo and playing games with him and stuff like that, and she's like, "Have you finished your schoolwork?" And I'm just like, what is going on right now? What is this? Who is this game aimed at? Like, I just don't understand. Was it aimed at like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what he was aiming it at. Like who he was aiming it at.
Canadians.
What? Do you say Canadians?
Yes, I did in fact say Canadians.
Canadians.
Asshole. But anyway, it's just so weird. Like, I mean, you're like chatting up this kid, and I'm like, it doesn't even feel like a game. And then after it got canceled, he was saying, well, maybe I'll incorporate it into a future Fable game. I'm like, oh no, please don't. You're just going back again. Like, when we say cancel it, we don't mean cancel it temporarily until you release it again in 4 years. We mean leave it. Don't make it at all.
Dude, every video on my recommended for this stream is about the fucking politics shit.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be that way for a while, unfortunately. I mean, even on Facebook, when I went on my Facebook earlier today, everybody is commenting on it.
I have wanted to find the Google main offices, find the guy responsible for YouTube ads, and just punch him in the face repeatedly for a good 3 months now.
Is it? I thought it was all just algorithm based, though.
No, ads are a hybrid. The AI does automatically place your ads, but then you can choose, like, vaguely where they're put in the video. And a lot of creators will try to put them in the least, whatever you
Annoying
want to call it,
spot, yeah.
inconvenient sauce. Or
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
inconvenient spot. But then, like, a lot of smaller channels who somehow have ad revenue will just let the AI go. So you'll be watching a video, getting into it, get really interested, and then, like, every 37...
Yeah, the ads.
I'm not
yeah.
kidding. I measured this. Every 37 seconds, I had a different ad, and then when I skipped the ad, it went to another ad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna go find whoever is in charge of ads and just punch them in the face. And to make it extra funny, I will make, like, specific knuckles just for this, which have advertising on them.
When I was engaged to a Buddhist long ago, when my old god's very pagan, very listed pagan ass was engaged to a Buddhist, Facebook kept trying to send me to websites full of Christian singles.
That sounds about right.
Do you believe in God? Which one?
I've said that so many times to people, and the the take back on their face was so humorous, and they had nothing to say. Maybe a couple of them are like, well, there's only one true God. And so
Oh, yeah, you're right.
so
You're
I
right.
said,
You
what do
mean
you think
Siddhartha?
what's that?
I just pull out a random god and fuck with him.
No, I said to him, I said, so what do you think he's doing? Hanging around waiting for you? No? Hanging around?
Uh-huh.
I'll be seeing myself out. Yeah, they don't get it either, so it's okay.
People get really upset when they're like, just remember, what would Jesus do? And I'm just like, in this situation, he would go home, braid a whip, come back, kick your ass, and then burn your temple down. But I digress.
Speaking of
But if
algorithms,
anybody...
go
What?
ahead. Go.
I
No,
was
go
saying,
ahead.
if anybody ever asks you, do you believe in God? Go to Shinto and just pull out a random god, because they have the most obscure fucking gods. They have, like, a god of stubbing your toe on a specific block of wood on a Wednesday night. It's like, yeah, I believe in that god. That one specifically, and only that one. Fucker owes me $20.
I remember seeing this screenshot. I think it was shared on Facebook of a conversation. It was like some video shared on Facebook that was like gay guys or some shit, and like that. And there was a guy in the comment section who said, he was being negative, insulting them and whatever. And he's like, get this shit off of Facebook or whatever. And then the comment directly under him was from a woman around the same age as this guy. So they were like both in their like 50s, late 50s. And the woman says, you realize these are all based off of algorithms, right? So at some point, you must have looked at gay porn to have this show up in your feed. So maybe consider...
What's that
consider
meme that I love? Was that, oh, I saw this person at the Devil's Convent. It's like, girl, what were you doing at the Devil's Convent? Have you ever noticed also that, this is like more for me and gamers, but all of us as a community, because we're Pirates of the Geek Vortex, have you ever noticed that we always get this like tone of sarcastic hatred whenever we talk about our own community?
But we do it out of love.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, we put so much venom into it, but you can still hear the sarcasm. So it's like, oh, those fucking nerds. They're like, those furries over there.
So I've realized I'm kind of it's gotten to the point with games these days that whenever somebody says, "Oh, hey, so, here's when we're gonna have this game out," it's like, okay, and when's it really gonna come out?
Yeah.
Online
It's like
too.
most of the ones
this
that
point, yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
ones that I was looking forward to this year, it's like, okay, yeah, we'll have it out this year. We'll have it out this year. It's like, oh, it's gonna be next year.
Yeah. Wait, so
Always
you're
look
not
at the
talking about
language.
I'm the what's it called? Oh fuck. Fuck, that game that's like Fallout, the one that's in space. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that
Yeah,
you're
The
looking
Outer
forward
Worlds.
to. Is that delayed now or something?
No, that one's
Oh, okay.
actually
All right.
still pretty much on track.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought you were referring to, because
They
I don't
actually
keep
have
up on that.
They have an actual release date of
You-
October 29th.
You know what I found funny is that so many YouTubers these days obviously are using clickbait, because everybody does it nowadays, it seems. But there's so many YouTubers using clickbait to tell people that GTA 6 has been canceled or delayed again, to the point that the CEO of Rockstar had to literally release a tweet and say, "Don't listen to anything you're hearing online unless it's coming directly from us. GTA 6 is not delayed again. Shut the fuck up about it." Because like there is
We
so
got
many
denial
people
stuff
going,
GTA 6 before we got GTA 6.
but there was so many people going, "Oh, it's delayed until 2027 now," and stuff like that. And they're like, "No, it's still coming out May 26th of next year." Like there's no change. And they said that they're pretty much at the point where it's like it's going gold at that release date. It's not changing again. They said that if they changed it again, it would fuck over the entire game, because nobody would be buying it, because they understand how cancel culture works in video games, and that gamers nowadays are toxic shitholes who will cancel a game and fucking destroy it just because of a delay or multiple delays. That's why Cyberpunk got all that hatred when it came out all buggy. And that hatred still exists to this day. There's still many people who boycott that game years later, even though it got fixed.
Yeah, Frog says No Man's Sky is better. I will say that No Man's Sky turned into a good game.
Oh yeah,
it,
no, of
it
course.
did eventually turn into a good game. But I
No,
don't
when
know if you can compare No Man's Sky with The Outer Worlds. Because The
No,
Outer Worlds
there's
while it's open world, it's not as open world survival as No Man's Sky.
Yeah, no, you can't compare them. They're not even the same kind of game. No Man's Sky, I remember pre-ordering that game, and I remember when it came out, and I played it for the first time, and I'm like, this is what I pre-ordered. This is I was so disappointed. I was like, this is cool. And so I never played it again until like, years later. And now it's an excellent game. But I mean, when it first came out, it was absolute trash.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of hype, a whole lot of promises, and they're just like, yeah, that they had no intention of actually putting in.
Nope, fake news. Yep. And then they got called out for it, and then they now they're one of the most loved games out there, apparently. It's not my kind of game. I mean, I still have it. I still will play it occasionally, but it's not my genre of game. So for some reason, when I pre-ordered it, I thought it was going to be like a massive open world, kind of like a Star Trek. And it really isn't. It's more like Minecraft in space than anything else, it feels like. But it's still good. It's not a bad game.
Yeah, it has come a long way. It's a lot better. It's still, I mean, I guess it kind of suffers from a lot of the same type of stuff as a lot of other open world exploration survival type things, and that's it doesn't seem to give much direction.
Yeah.
At
No,
least
it doesn't.
last time I played, it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, so, you know, here's the possibilities. You can go and do this and this and this, or do whatever. We're not here to tell you anything. It's like, but I prefer something with a story that's more, you know, more tries to guide you.
So my understanding of it is it does have a story mode now. It does have a single player story mode campaign now. That you can access, and it also has the most recent update. I haven't played it yet after the most recent update, but one of the most recent updates, you can do dog fighting with your friends.
That's good.
In like in space with in ships and stuff. I don't know. It's one of those games that keeps on releasing content many years after it's released. So that's cool. I like when games do that. CD Projekt Red is still releasing updates to Cyberpunk, and it's so funny. Everybody is saying you can't even take them serious anymore because they said like 2 updates ago that update was the final update for Cyberpunk, and yet they keep on adding more stuff. So the latest updates allow you to actually phone up cabs and use cabs to get around the city. And when you get in the cab, it's exactly like when you take the cab to you've played Cyberpunk before. You know when you go with Jackie to that hotel or whatever the hell it is in the cab, and the cab talks to you and all that shit. It's the exact same. When you take the cab now, you sit in the back seat and the cab, you know, the screen comes on and the cab talks to you and all that shit. It's cool. It's cool. My question is why the hell wasn't that implemented initially when the game released? That's the thing I don't like about Cyberpunk is they promised all this stuff, but then they delivered it in chunks over the course of like 5 fucking years. Like it's just so weird. And so like, I mean, the initial trailer for the game said, oh yeah, you'll be able to ride the subway trains and stuff like that. And what, it took 4 years for them to implement the subway trains into the game? Like, I'm not trashing on CD Projekt Red. I think Cyberpunk's an amazing game, but I suppose I'm just trashing on their work ethic because it makes no sense to promise all this stuff and then be like, well, it's coming out over the course of 5 years, you know, little updates at a time. Just delay the damn thing. Who cares about these fanboys saying they're going to boycott your game if you don't release it right away?
So here's the question: what should they do? What should they do? Should they release it now and update it over the next 5 years, or delay it for 5 years until they get everything working? And if they delay it for 5 years, it's never going to come out. The studio will shut down and go bankrupt before then.
Yeah, no, it's true, but I just wouldn't have released it in the state it originally released in if it were me. I mean, it was barely playable, at least on consoles anyway. I don't know what it was like on PC, because I don't have a PC strong enough to run it. But on consoles, when it came out, I remember playing it, and the highways weren't even solid. I mean, I'd take my car onto the highway, and it would literally drop infinitely through the map. I'm like, oh yeah, this game's great. Fucking fantastic.
See, the funny thing is, I was going to drop this topic because we moved away from it, but you brought it right back to it. Because I was going to say, speaking of trash games, but now we've gotten into delay versus release, that state it's in. Let's talk Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh god,
First of all,
11 years.
It was like 10-minute loading screens in that game.
Hold on, I find it hilarious. Coming from the man himself, that is actually John St. John's favorite Duke game. That makes me sad.
I know, and you know what? I had him on Facebook for a while, and I stopped. I removed him from Facebook after he started saying weird shit about Canada that really pissed me off. But
Yeah, I know.
um,
I mentioned that.
he was like literally attacking fans who said Duke Nukem Forever sucks. He was literally on his Facebook saying, "No, you suck" and stuff like that. It's like, dude, what?
Well, no, see,
What
I
are
was
you,
gonna say, like,
6?
that is an example of like a trash game that I laugh that people are like, that's my favorite. But also, it kind of goes with what you were just saying. Because the whole reason that had a fucking, 12, 14-year delay,
It was going between
that-
different devs.
Yep.
well, it wasn't just that they were going between different devs, it was that they had their whole project. They had
Mm.
how
Did he
to,
just-
so they delayed it till they could. Then they had the deal that when they delayed it, studio had to be changed. And, 4K picked it up, was like, this is bullshit. Ripped everything out, put the different engine and everything back in, updated the graphics,
Yeah.
took
No,
out
it was a
half
mess.
the shit they wanted to implement.
Yep.
So it's like, that's the difference between just releasing what you have and then delaying because somebody didn't like what it was.
That game, oh my god! I'll never forget the one scene where you like leave the casino, and you go outside, and there's like a van parked there, and there's a Marine next to the van, and he opens up the back door and he goes, "Hey Duke, you want your armor?" And it's like literally Master Chief's armor. And then Duke goes, "I don't need no faggy armor." And I'm like, are you like literally making fun of Halo right now? Because you're in no position to make fun of Halo
Why not?
with
They
the
made fun
shit
of
you
Doom.
made.
Yeah,
What-
they made fun of Doom. They made fun of
Yeah, but
Quake. They made
okay.
that's
the original,
game.
the original,
Wolfenstein.
the original
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Yes,
Okay, but if
that's
you're
the
a trash
game.
ass,
That's
but if you're a trash ass, hold on, let me finish. But if you're a trash ass game that releases in a buggy ass state that barely fucking runs, you're in no position to make fun of other.
That was one of the original jokes. They just never changed it. If it had come
Yeah.
out when it was supposed to, it would have been edgy.
Yeah,
I
it's the style of that particular franchise.
He makes fun of pop culture. That's like his entire thing. Like when you
that-
run to
yeah.
a particular level and you hear, so we need to get in, Dr. Jones.
I don't know. I just remember playing it and absolutely hating it. I ended up buying it back then. I don't have it anymore, obviously. But I mean, I had
have
it
it.
back then.
You know what I should do? I should play that on stream one night.
Oh my god, yeah. We'll sit there for about half an hour while you get through the loading screens.
No, you're going
Ooh.
to sit there for a half hour while I take a piss in the intro. You're going to watch me piss and you're going to like it, bitch.
Doesn't he have like a line in that game where like this little kid is like asking him how to be exactly like him, and he's like, "Fuck a bunch of hookers, take a
Nope.
lot of drugs."
He quotes Hulk Hogan and then fucks up the last bit. Because he
Oh,
says,
okay.
say your prayers, follow your dreams, take your vitamins. I mean, you can pay me $20 to watch me piss for a half hour.
No, I'm good. Is this what this podcast is turning into tonight? Caden pissing simulator?
I think I still have that on my Steam. Actually, I think
What? Hold on. Have what on your Steam?
Duke Nukem Forever.
You'll be pissing on your
okay.
Steam? What the fuck?
Caden pissing simulator on your Steam? What are you talking about?
When the fuck did you get into my
Duke
house?
Forever.
I'm
I'm ignoring that shit.
I was concerned.
I'll be right back. I'm still hungry for some damn reason.
Because you're not eating food. Eat food.
Actually, I put rice on when I last went to the kitchen, so I still haven't eaten.
Well, that would do it, wouldn't it?
You know, everything you listed earlier, he hasn't had any protein today.
Is he a vegetarian?
He's vegan.
Mm.
I didn't even
Which we
realize
make
they
fun of
had,
him for often.
I didn't realize they had actually released some DLC for that.
They released DLC for Duke Nukem Forever?
Yes.
But
Yeah. I was like, I figured
Okay.
I figured they would have just like, no, it's done. It's toast. No, they.
You know
when
what?
did they?
I have like 3 different versions of Duke 3D. What I want is a updated.
An updated what? Your
I said an updated, remastered port of Duke Nukem Life's a Beach.
okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
It was a mod for Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh, okay. You know, speaking of weird DLCs, it was like 2 or 3 years ago or something like that. That not Kingdom Come Deliverance, Kingdoms of Amalur, received a random DLC out of nowhere, and like that game was out for like ages, like many years, and I'm like, why suddenly are you releasing a DLC for that? Like that was so random to me. I'm like, huh? Like, okay, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I was confused. I'm like, that game is not even popular anymore. Nobody even plays it anymore. It's so old. And then they suddenly released a DLC for it. I'm like, cool.
They're still releasing DLC for the original Doom.
Oh yeah, well that mostly fan mods and stuff. There's a few that are made by the creators of the game, yeah, but most of it is well, with Doom it makes sense only because what is that company? Night Dive Studios bought out the rights to remaster all of the Doom games and all that crap. And so there, when Night Dive Studios did that, they contacted the original devs and had them make certain add-ons and all this kind of shit for their Doom remasters. They did the same thing when they remastered Duke Nukem 3D. They contacted the devs, had them record developer commentary for the entire damn game that you can turn on, and also the ability to play a brand new, never before expansion for Duke Nukem 3D, never before released expansion. Night Dive does that all the time. Their latest game that they're remastering, and god damn does it ever look good. The remaster of it is Outlaws, the old game Outlaws that was made by LucasArts. It was like a first-person shooter and starred John Delancey. And it's getting remastered. It's coming out next month. I'm like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
I'm actually
I
surprised
never
nobody's
expected-
done an indie remaster of Custer's Revenge.
Give it time.
The question is, would that be one of the games that slips through that we need to limit our adult game library?
The that whole debacle I think has pretty much quieted down now.
I heard it's still kind of a kerfluffle in the UK.
Sorry, what? What is?
Payment methods strong-arming Steam into dropping adult content.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So
I think what
so
they
I'm guessing.
forgot.
So I'm guessing that all the adult games are now off of Steam then, from now on.
No, not
Or what?
all adult. That was
No.
that was the weird thing. Is it was like
What?
certain ones that only like they gave 2 softball examples. They're like, oh well, anything that has explicit content but then also like depicts minors in anywhere in the game, we're taking that off. Or like anything that depicts odd situations, like
That's
really
probably-
think something, we're taking them off.
Isn't that interesting that you bring that up? Because that just made me think of something. That's probably why, and I never thought of this before, that's probably why Ready or Not did all of that censoring in their game
Yeah.
not that long ago. Because
Dude,
in that game,
of
initially in that
issues,
game, there was child pedophilia. And
No.
they censored it all out. And
No,
then
that's what I'm saying. Like,
and then
it's
gamers
not even
complained
anything
about
like that.
But then gamers complained about it, and I was like, hold on, what? So you want pedophilia in your games? I don't understand. I was so confused when the gamers were like saying they're gonna boycott the game, not play it anymore, whatever, and all because of that. And I'm like, they took out stuff that shouldn't have been in the game in the first place. Like I just don't understand people sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's one thing, but what they're saying is, like, if it was something like God of War wasn't on the list, but if it was something like God of War, where, you know, it's Kratos. It's what he does. He kills things, he screws things. That's Kratos. But like, oh, but he has a son in this game, so we have to take it off because the kid's involved. And they're like, what? Literally not involved in anything Kratos did. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, at least here in the United States, from what I heard last, was they, some of the game developers basically sued them and were like, hey, you know, is it a game that can legally be made and sold in the United States? If so, you can't like decide not to allow payments for it. Like that's bullshit. You can't do that.
And it's like Vilewater says, Gooner's gonna goon. They tend to forget that 90% of our online economy is just people paying for porn. And just like 9% of our IT is just fucking furries with nothing better to do.
To be honest, I don't really use Steam all that often. I know some friends have bought me a ton of Steam games just for the hell of it, because I know that one of my friends bought me Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, and said, "Oh, I'm buying this for you because somewhere we'll play it at some point together." And then it never ended up happening. So I still have them on my Steam, and I've never touched them. I don't really play many PC games. I still have problems with being able to stream on PC. For whatever reason, every time I go to stream something on PC, my mic is completely staticky, and I don't understand what's causing it. I've tried everything. I've used OBS. I've tried everything. Nothing seems to work. So I just gave up on it.
I'm gonna say it again. You and I, Olav, need to host a stream one night, just how to stream with your OBS.
There's the problem with that is that there are tons of there are already tons of
videos about it.
Videos on the subject.
There's always gonna be that. Just
unless you're doing something specifically for that person, it's not gonna matter. Like you looked up plenty of tutorials and stuff on how to set up OBS and everything. And then it wasn't until you and I sat down together and I could see what you had in there that we were able to get it to working better. It's more about what setup you have and how you have what you're adding to it, because otherwise it's.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about like a general stream. I mean like specifically for these two.
These two?
Gamers and Nightkind.
Well, I don't think Nightkind uses OBS.
No, it does not. But we have expressed, I think we made her download it once. We were just like, we're going to teach you how to set it up.
I think I downloaded it once for Twitch.
we talked about it, but that was it. It was just like,
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
become a
yeah.
running gag as well.
So
Yeah,
wait,
'cause-
Nightkind streams?
no.
No, you don't. Okay,
No.
all right.
This is the extent of her streaming career.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's why I was a little confused when you said, "Oh, do something on about OBS." It's like, but that's not really going to help, unless somebody is specifically streaming to their
No, yeah.
channel. OBS really isn't the best option. Now, how to set
Although
up?
it makes for hilarious Discord moments. Like the amount of times someone will call me on Discord at 3, 4 in the morning, and I pick up, and they're sitting there trying to say hello, but I haven't popped my OBS yet, and I forgot that my Discord runs through my OBS. They're like, why are you ignoring me? Why aren't you talking? I was like, bro, I've been talking for like 30 minutes. I just forgot to open my OBS.
All right. Well, it's been just a little under 2 hours, I think.
We wandered off topic early on, I think.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
It's true.
It is.
Yep.
Like I said, when gamers came in, it was like, oh, did I miss a topic? I was like, no, we always have at least 30 minutes. For
Yeah.
this bullshit.
Just talk about nonsense. Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like I'm missing a major.
Well, I
got
feel
a plot
like
hole.
if we didn't do that, like if we just came on and just talked about whatever Olaf wants to talk about that week, the podcast it would be over in like less than half an hour.
It wouldn't
So
even
it's
be a
important.
half hour because none of us can stay professional that long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would just be boring because we'd be like, well, that's the end of that. 20 minutes later, we're done. Have a good night.
I've got a plot hole, and not in the way you would think.
Okay.
The original Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, not the two that I'm salivating over coming out next month. Okay, so there is a scene where your character, for some damned reason, will report and betray a person who has just helped him. You have all these dialogue options, but each and every one of them is going to lead to you snitching on someone who just saved your ass. That is really weird, and is something of a plot hole.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you earlier when I was watching a video on that. Since when the fuck did you need permission to embrace somebody?
Since in Vampire the Masquerade, forever.
I don't remember that specific ruling.
One of the
So
6
wait.
predictions.
You're interested in the upcoming Vampire the Isn't that the one that's receiving a lot of heat right now because they're putting everything behind a fucking paywall?
I
I'm
will
sorry, did you want to
just
talk
go-
about ridiculous messes? Did you want to talk about the original Bloodlines?
No, but hold on. No, hold on. But seriously, a lot of, from my understanding of that game, if we're talking about the same game that you're excited for,
Right.
Rasclin,
Probably. Go on.
a lot of people are boycotting that game because the company that's making it is saying that no, everything's going to be behind a paywall in the game. You have to you pay to buy the game, and then you're going to have to pay additional fees on top of that to be able to play the game. It's like, what?
Here's what's going on. So, Vampire the Masquerade lets you make a vampire from various clans.
Yeah.
The same character available will be like certain clans, which have their own weaknesses and powers, are behind a paywall. I'm not thrilled about that, and I probably will never pay for the extra. I just want the story and the plot line. And
Gotcha.
I could do from any of the clans that are included.
I don't understand why, in this day and age, game companies should know, at least at this point, that additional paywall content, bullshit, loot boxes, all that nonsense is not welcome in the gaming community and hasn't been for quite a while, and yet they're still
They don't
doing it.
care if the players like it. They're going to make the players like it. That's what they do. They're the companies.
I remember when Olav told me, this was going back quite a few streams ago on this podcast, where Olav was telling us that EA, when when gamers were saying we want a single player Star Wars, and EA was telling them, you don't want a single player Star Wars, you want an online game.
Yep, that was back when they still had the exclusive license to make Star Wars games. They're like, no, you guys, you say you want it, but you don't. You want more of Battlefront.
Yeah.
And then you know, Disney's like, you know what? We're gonna let we're gonna open up the license. We're gonna let other people make stuff, and all of a sudden, more and more first-person Star Wars games came out, and they're like, wait, those are actually selling really good.
Oh, gee, it reminds me of Wizards.
But didn't EA have a hand in Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order?
I don't know if they did or not. They might have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure their logo is attached to those games.
But that was that was right at the point where Disney was like, no, we're gonna open up the license. You're gonna have to compete.
Yeah. I
think that was when EA was like, oh shit, maybe we should try.
I find it kind of odd that David Cage is releasing a Star Wars game next year. So David Cage is the guy who made Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, all those games, and he's doing a Star Wars game with the same interface, the same gameplay, but set in the Star Wars universe, and it's coming out next year. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Okay,
it's gonna be like an adventure game, I guess.
To answer your question, yes, EA published the game, but they did not develop the game.
Okay.
Jedi Survivor was developed by Respawn and published by EA.
Well, I knew Respawn had a lot of involvement in it, but I thought I saw the EA logo on the game, because I have the games on disc. So I thought I did see the logo on their case. Yeah, that's why I figured that they had a kind of a hand in it. I honestly, I'm all for single-player Star Wars experiences, and I do feel like there's a lot you can do with that world in single-player form, and not just have, you know, online battle royales in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
There's a Star Trek turn-based role-playing game that I picked up not that long ago. I want to say like last year, December, and I absolutely fucking adore it. I gotta say, the writing is amazing. It feels like whoever wrote the story for this turn-based RPG set in the Star Trek universe knows what they were doing. Because the story is amazing, and it allows you to play as any characters all throughout the Star Trek history. So the original series, the Next Generation, Voyager, DS9, Enterprise, everything, every version of Star Trek, up to the modern stuff. And so you can play as all these different characters. You can even play as the enemies, which I thought was really cool. So you can play as the Borg, you can play as Q, and they all have special powers and stuff. And it alters the storyline based on who you're playing as. I thought it was such a freaking cool game.
Give me just a moment here. I need to run to the bathroom.
No worries.
So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
So regarding Bloodlines 2, base plot is still you're an elder waking up. Now, I forget which clans are behind a paywall. One of them is La Sombra, weakness, no reflection, powers, strength, control over shadows, and the look into my eyes thing.
So can I ask you a question, because you're all hip on this kind of shit. So do you think that game is worth getting? Because honestly,
I don't know.
that one vampire game, fuck, I can't remember the name of it. It was absolutely horrible. I ended up playing it and was, sorry?
Swan Song?
Yes. I ended up playing it, was so disappointed with it. And
I-
so ever since then, I've been kind of iffy about touching another vampire game.
I'm going to be honest, from what little I'd seen, the only thing that made me even consider grabbing it was that it came with a copy of Boston by Night as a book.
Oh,
And
okay.
I would want a hard copy anyway, so I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just going to go get a hard copy, print on demand later at Drive-Thru RPG. I don't need
That
Swan
kind
Song.
being my fucking spirit animal right now.
So I love the original Bloodlines. I've run a hell of a lot of Vampire. I've converted all of Vampire to D&D and run that as a crossover campaign before. I mean,
So what clan do you normally pledge?
I actually go with a mix. My first LARP character was a gangrel.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick a clan, Simiche.
Okay, because your DLC exclusive in Bloodlines 2 right now are La Sombra and Toreador.
Toreador being DLC is weird. Like La Sombra, I get. Who are the others right now?
Initially available clans are Bruja, Tremere, Ventru, and the Banu Hakim.
You see, Tremere and Banu Hakim not being DLC is kind of surprising.
Yeah. But I guess that's why they did it, is like because they're giving you two clans that they don't normally give you. There's like, yeah, we got to switch.
Yeah, because Tremere and Banu Hakim both have blood sorcery in clan.
Also, it does kind of work not having Toreador as a main clan in the game for once, because you can't play the stereotypical horny vampire.
I mean, not every Toreador is the horny vampire, but I see what you mean. Although plenty of Bruja get that way, to be fair. There's only a one discipline difference between Toreador and Bruja.
Yeah, but people are still stuck on the surface.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, did Swan Song really do poorly, or was it just me not liking the game, or
It
was
poorly.
it did poor? Okay, that's what I thought.
You were spot on.
Yeah. Because when I played it, I was so disappointed by it. I was like, what is this? Because, okay, so I grew up with Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. Like, I had it for PC. That was one of the first fucking games I ever bought, aside from, like, Sierra and LucasArts games.
I was on the WADMod team, if you ever played that. As a mod for Redemption. WADMod. We made, like, working werewolves, hit marks, and other World of Darkness items modded and working in Redemption. I was mostly one of the manual writers.
Huh.
Something to look for if you ever boot up Redemption again.
Fair enough. That's awesome.
Is this under your actual name or under a pseudonym?
It'd be under Rasclin.
Okay. Well, hey, you say look for it. I'm like, yeah, but we need to know which name we're looking for.
I'm just saying look for the mod, because it's worth a play.
Yeah.
It's good for multiplayer, especially.
The Fan of the Opera, is he Tremere or is he Nosferatu? Or is he Toreador or Nosferatu?
I assume he's Nosferatu.
I think he's the kind of in between both.
I mean, Nosferatu don't have a monopoly on being deformed, and Malkavians don't have a monopoly on being insane.
And Toreador don't have a monopoly on art and beauty.
True.
Phantom of the Paradise, on the other hand, definitely 100% Bruja.
Ventru do not have a monopoly on, say, rulership over the kindred.
They do have a monopoly over TikTok, though.
True. And the Tremere definitely do not have monopoly over magic.
I mean, it's specifically blood magic, so...
Right. I mean, they're in competition with some of the Zemis, the Banu Hakim, the Hekata now, because it's not the Giovanni anymore. Since the family reunion occurred. One of the few
So-
fifth head plot lines I do like.
Is this upcoming game a direct sequel to the first Vampire the Masquerade?
It is in the same continuity, but I don't think there's a whole lot of connections besides some of the NPCs exist in both, like the Vormans.
Okay.
I just hope it's as batshit insane as the original Bloodlines.
Oh god, it was wonderfully batshit insane. Like, aside from the plot hole I've mentioned, amazing, just absolute masterpiece. The haunted mansion or haunted hotel scenes, especially.
Okay, it got to a point I was watching a video on the original Bloodlines, and the guy decided to play a Malacavian, but then I couldn't tell if the whispers he was saying that his character were hearing were actually in the game or shit that he recorded and dubbed over later. I was like, because they would fit, I would
I think I might go
100%
back and do
believe
a
these.
Malacavian playthrough. I have my copy of the original. You do need to mod the hell out of it, by the way, because it was
Yeah.
buggy. If you've ever... I'm just going to say, out-of-control boob physics were a problem for the game.
Yeah. It was like
I'm
Second
kind of
Life
concerned
level.
now.
Tap her, and then for the next 30 minutes, she's just like, "Yep, keep going."
They're trying to melee you to death. All right, what clan would all of us choose at this point? Not clan you would describe someone as. Caden, what would you pick for your characters?
I've always said that first and foremost, I would have to be Bruja.
Yeah.
But if it came down to it, I would most likely be a Malacavian.
Olaf?
I don't know enough.
he's-
I don't know enough about it to pick.
That's fair. Nightkind?
What?
What Vampire the Masquerade clan would you pick?
The Smiths.
They're displaying
With
the
without
sweetness.
Morrissey.
Sweetness. They were only joking when they said they'd like to. Gamers?
I'm actually in the same boat as Olaf. Like the last time I played Vampire the Masquerade, I was really young, so I don't really know any of the backstory, unfortunately.
Fair.
So
Use 3 words
I
to
can't
describe
really answer
yourself.
that sincerely.
Use 3 words to describe yourself.
Describe myself?
Yes.
Kind, caring, generous, I guess.
Salubri?
Yeah.
So like I have a nasty habit of being overly generous to people, like going out of my way to buy crazy shit for people.
So, like,
Like
the easiest way to describe how clans are chosen in these is every clan has, like, the rule of 6 system, which is your 3 ideals and your 3 hates.
okay.
Although it is sometimes fun to play someone who is drastically embraced into the wrong clan.
Yeah.
Like the hippie who becomes a Zimishe, or the absolute power mad king who is a bureaucrat, who has all these technical skills, who is hip with corporate America, Gangrel.
See, I feel like Bruja is just easy mode because you can literally be anything.
It's true. They've got iconoclasts, and they've got idealists, and they've got individualists.
Because, like, describe a Bruja. Punk. Well, what's more punk than being absolutely nothing that your clan believes in?
True. Nightkind, if I was going to pick a clan for you, Hikata.
Hey, last time we played this game, you
Yeah,
guys had
yeah.
me as an old nasty crone living in the forest.
We
That's
keep
'cause it
telling
was
you that's a
D&D.
compliment.
Okay, you would be either Gangrel or Hikata, or meet in the middle and go Zimishe, like me.
Would she be Gangrel, though?
How many dogs are you boarding at any given time, Nightkind?
2, 3.
Keep
It all
going.
depends. It all depends. I've boarded.
But see, that's
anywhere-
the thing. Like the animal kinship is one thing, but
That's why Zimishay's not.
I don't know much about Nightkind off of the streams. I was like, would you describe her as feral and animalistic?
Nikon, I'm going to leave that one to you.
What do you think my last name means?
Yeah,
Wild
I
and-
would go with Gangrel. Gangrel with the Zimishay as a runner-up.
Turn my camera back on.
Your camera is on.
My
Oh, the
360.
3D camera. Yeah, the 360.
360.
And Olav,
I don't see him as being in a clan. Embraced maybe, but not by a clan.
could be clanless. That works. That's a thing.
Because like I was saying, like if we're going with just general, pick a clan, nothing really suits him, which by normal rules, just immediately kind of, again, throws him into Brujah, because that's their thing. They don't fit in.
There's also just make the person. The person is now a vampire. Pick a clan completely at random. It does not affect their personality whatsoever, but it does affect what their weaknesses and powers are.
And well, then we get the, are we doing Masquerade or Requiem?
Either that one works either way. Like Requiem also, it controls what attributes you get after you add the template, but other than that, like what you can add a plus to.
Well, there's also then we get into the, how do others see you versus how do you see yourself?
Requiem also has you roll a frenzy check when you meet another vampire for the first time. Requiem is weird. I like it, but it's weird.
Because see, technically, depending on how Olaf sees himself, that's obviously going to influence his clan. But depending on, what stream you're watching, other people could say that he belongs in ministry.
Actually, that's a very good point. Especially 5th edition ministry.
Yeah.
Because every ministry prior...
I see the confused raised eyebrows, so for those of you not familiar, they worship a god and they explore hidden things to find secrets.
Except as a 5th edition, many of them have dropped said god.
But they still
they-
like exploring places.
Some of them do, and most of the Sedites have joined the Anarchs.
Nope. Okay, so going by the D&D character that he created, he would probably be Ravnos.
Could see it.
Because he's a trickster, but he also succumbs to the vice.
Olav, your thoughts? Are these
I-
descriptions accurate?
I again, it's one of those things where it's like I would have to take a look and see what's available before I would choose. So,
Fair. I need to send you a list sometime.
all right. But for now, I think it's about time to call it for tonight. We've been going for about 2 hours, and I want to try and keep them around
Yeah.
2 hours.
I'm
Fair.
waiting for the stream
Sounds
where
good.
you and I go off on a tangent, Rask, and he just ends the stream without saying it.
You record us, and it's bonus content for everyone.
There you go.
I should start
All
doing
right.
that for my channel. I just hate editing all this shit.
All right. So you guys want to say your good nights?
Who wants to go first?
My usual. It's gonna be pretty crude. Do you want super?
Make sure you're talking into your mic there. There you go.
Yeah, we can barely hear you.
Do you want super crude? Why not? Why are priests horrible at racing? Because-
I don't. Go ahead.
Because they always come in a little behind.
Oh,
my
wow.
God. Okay, that's better than your earlier show.
My earlier one.
You did one earlier in the stream, didn't you? I thought you did anyway. But that was good. I like that one. All right, I guess I'll go next. So yeah, over on my channel, we're gonna actually be bringing on a couple of celebs. This is the first time I've ever done this on my channel. But I'm gonna be bringing on Lonnie Minella, who's a voice actress, who has done voice work for Skyrim, Oblivion, The Last of Us 1 and 2, tons of stuff. She's gonna be a guest on my channel over the next couple of weeks. And as well, going to be bringing on David Holm, who is the actor who played Donald Gordon in Phantasmagoria 1, one of Sierra's adventure games. And he's going to be on the channel with me and Stu's Game Reviews. We're going to be having Stu play Phantasmagoria for the very first time on my channel, and we're going to have David Holm with us as well, and we're going to both be talking about the behind the scenes of the game. But anyway, yeah, check it out on my channel whenever you guys want. Fantastic night.
All right. And Caden?
As you can hear, I can talk, so I should be back next week. We're going to be focusing on finishing Legend of Dragoon, so we can just get that out of our queue, and then I guess we'll go to Chrono Cross, and then after that, fuck it, it's a free world. See you there.
All right. And that just leaves Rask.
Right, Over the Edge on Community Radio for East Central Illinois, 90.1 FM, WEFT Champaign. Streaming online at new.weft.org/listen.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and do my outro. As always, guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. See you next.
All right. And as always, thank you guys very much for watching. Apparently my camera doesn't want to work now. That would figure. Okay. Hang on a moment here. Yeah, it's just not wanting to work. Okay. Well, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to prod that subscribe button. If you want to be kept up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell, but also check out the social media links down below. That's our Facebook page, our Twitter account, our Tumblr account, and the Blue Sky account. In about an hour or so, we are going to be back with more Crime Scene Cleaner, and then Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Time, we'll be back with more Red Dead Redemption 2. All that so that you can stay tuned for more from Olav Productions. Cheerio!